An athlete that has character is someone that considers themselves genuinely irrelevant with other teammates. It doesn't matter if they score, it doesn't matter if their teammates score, all they want to do is make their team better. There's going to be many opportunities for players to lag in their character, to give up when it gets hard, and it's your job as a coach not to let them fail, even if that means pushing them past a point that they don't think they already have. One of my favorite quotes is to hold it together when everyone else would understand if you fell apart shows true leadership and true character. That's what I want from my team, and I make sure that when I see things lag that aren't character things, that don't abide by that quote, I make sure I call it out. I mean, there's lots of players in this world that are really good at lacrosse, but I don't give a shit about any of them unless they want to fight and they want to work hard the whole time. That's like the main little nugget, is to have a good core group of leadership on your team, whether that be captains, your leadership council, whatever. As long as those people are able to keep their teammates in check and lead by example, then you have a good chance to make sure everybody on the team is exhibiting the character they need to show. Consistency, work ethic, pride, grit, toughness, perseverance, lack of excuses. One thing that bothers me so much about people that play on sports teams that shouldn't be on sports teams are kids that don't care. Like, I can tell when you don't care. Don't tell me you care and then not show me. A kid with character says, I will show you and I will tell you. But above all, I'll show you. Good kids have good character and they're willing to prove it. The first thing I look for in recruiting is heart. I sit there and I watch and I look at the kid that missed a shot, kept her head up, went back to the draw circle, and fought for it extra hard. If I see a kid that yells at a ref, yells at her parents, or misses a shot, puts her head down and walks away, I cross her off my list right away. The first thing I look for is 50-50 balls, grit, and heart. Deal breakers for me: bad sportsmanship, yelling at the parents, yelling at the refs. If I see a parent yelling at referees, a lot of times I'll wait for that to play out, and if I see it's like pretty bad, I'll cross that off my list too, because I don't want a kid that learns from that. Recently in our team, we've been tested about what our character really looks like, and our sportsmanship, and the way that we treat other teams, the way that we honor the game that we play. And it makes me reflect back to those days when I was beat by Cortland, and every single one of those players were kind, respectful, and had great sportsmanship. Every single one on my team never would have dreamed of being unsportsmanlike. I remember the teams that weren't. When you act like a spoiled, entitled, and selfish player enough to shove a player in line, you don't get a do-over with that. That's who you are to that team from that point forward. And to me, a kid with character who understands the balance that you need to keep as an athlete is able to be consistent and fight through that emotion and put your team first, even though you're feeling strong emotions. To not be selfish, to be tough. When it's tough, you get tougher. When things get tough, I don't know if it's like a generational thing or because everybody gets a trophy in sports now. When things get tough, people shrink. I want the mentality to be when things get tough, you have to get tougher. When things are hard, you have to rise up. There's no other option, because the other option is failure, complete failure. Like I told about our team, in terms of success, if we play as a team together, if we work really hard, if we're building the chemistry that we need and we put our team first, that's success for us. I don't care about winning and losing. I care about that. And to me, that strips us of success. It is the most important thing for me on this team to immediately stomp that out when I see it, and to build it up when I see the opposite. I think our team is very capable of the opposite as well, but I think we're being tested now to be tough. When it's tough, you get tougher.
Stay on three, 1, 2, 3, stay!